In the 1700s, the American colonies were ruled by Great Britain. The British government made many laws that the colonists had to follow, but the colonists had no say in those laws. This upset many people living in the colonies, especially when it came to taxes. One of the most unpopular taxes was the Tea Act, passed by the British Parliament in 1773. This law allowed the British East India Company to sell tea directly to the colonies without paying most of the regular taxes. Although the tea was cheaper, the colonists were angry because the law gave special treatment to one company and still forced them to pay a tax they had not agreed to. The colonists believed in the idea of no taxation without representation. This meant they thought it was unfair to be taxed by a government in which they had no elected representatives. Many colonists refused to buy the British tea in protest. In several cities, they stopped the ships from unloading the tea. But in Boston, the situation became much more dramatic. On the night of December 16, 1773, a group of colonists decided to take action. These men were part of a secret group called the Sons of Liberty. They dressed up as Mohawk Native Americans to hide their identities. Then they went to Boston Harbor, where 3 British ships were docked, full of tea. The men climbed aboard the ships and began throwing the chests of tea into the water. They worked quickly and quietly, dumping 342 chests of tea into Boston Harbor. Crowds watched from the shore, but no one tried to stop them. The water was filled with floating tea leaves by the time they finished. This event became known as the Boston Tea Party. It was not a party with cake and games, but a powerful protest against British rule. The British government was very angry when they found out what had happened. In response, they passed harsh laws called the Coercive Acts, which the colonists called the Intolerable Acts. These laws closed Boston Harbor and took away many rights from the people of Massachusetts. The Boston Tea Party helped unite the colonies against Britain. People in other colonies sent supplies to help Boston and began to work together more closely. The event showed that the colonists were willing to stand up for their beliefs. The Boston Tea Party was one of the key events that led to the American Revolution. It showed how angry the colonists were about being treated unfairly. Eventually, their fight for freedom led to the creation of a new country, the United States of America.